What the heck are you going to do with New Year's resolutions this year? It's become a joke. They say about 9% would say they pulled it off, a resolution by the end of the year. Most of the time, people set New Year's resolutions like, I'm never going to drink again. Well, after this one. or they just make it, and it's a joke. And there's nothing wrong with it being a joke. Feel free to make crap up and have some fun with it. There's nothing wrong. Lighten up. If it's a joke, it's a joke. But if it's serious, if you really want to change, there are some principles about life transformation. I've only spent like 35 years studying and teaching success principles based on the science of success. The science of success asks the question, how are some people more successful than other people? And now whatever it is, it could be money, it could be relationships, it could be sex, it could be fitness. We study the people who are getting the results everyone else desires, and then we figure out the system and we pass it on to these people. Now, sad truth is, goodness, less than 20% probably to really follow what we pass on. Seriously, 5%. And you think, what? Why would someone say, I want to learn this, and then show up at the training and then learn everything, master it, pass the test if there is one, and then go out and do nothing? Because they haven't answered some other questions that are behind it. There's a reason they want to stay broke or stay unhealthy or stay whatever. They haven't gone to the cause, they've only gone for the process. So learn a process. If you don't resolve the cause, why you're doing what you're doing, why you're not doing what you're not doing, if you don't change the reason, a system won't help you. And so you're going to want to ask yourself a little bit more before you set your New Year's resolutions. So you're going to ask yourself, why? Right? Why do I do that? How important is it to me? So I'm going to give you some tips. I haven't spent a year studying this and prepping this. I'm just going to give you some tips, just from my heart to yours. Okay, number one, if you want to plan ahead, the first thing you want to do is be grateful for that which is behind you and that which is now. So a grateful heart thinks better. So step number one, before you do any planning, goal setting, resolution, committing, before anything, if you want to change your life, start with being grateful now. You go, what are you talking about? See, people think the more pissed off I am, the more desperate I am, the more motivated I'll become. Well, I'm not saying there's nothing to that, but that kind of energy, fight and flight, don't produce a transformed life. In fact, people who move themselves forward based on anger, they stay angry. And then all we need is more rich, powerful, angry people? No, we don't need more angry, powerful, rich people. And they don't enjoy it. So if you want to have a great life, you might want to start with be grateful now. So at the end of this year, I encourage you to, instead of beat yourself up, instead of being in a state of discontent, start with, for what am I now grateful? Step one, for what am I now grateful? Nothing else. I'm grateful that I'm here. I'm grateful that I can breathe. I'm grateful I can watch this video. I'm grateful that I have some friends, some family, some money, some skills, some whatever. I'm glad I have a puppy, whatever. Find something. Be grateful you don't have a puppy. I don't know, whatever. Be grateful for something. Be grateful for the health. Be grateful for the relationships. Be grateful. So gratitude is the attitude for altitude. And once you're grateful, once you can come to a place of gratitude, gratitude also stimulates a calm confidence. It changes your vibration. And in the wisdom literature, it says, be still and know God. Be still and be connected to divine, infinite intelligence, infinite wealth, wisdom, and power, as well as the fruit of the Spirit, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. And it starts with a state of present peace. So gratitude to uncover and unlock present peace. So it starts from peace. Now, once you're in a present peace state, now you can think. Now you say, okay, now what do I want? And here, if you haven't already done it in the gratitude stage, now you want to look at, what did I do right? For what can I be grateful as far as my performance? Well, I didn't quit this. I did that. I did learn some skills. I did develop some contacts, right? I met some people over there. Sure, that went wrong, but at least right? And da-da-da-da-da. Give yourself a list of, I'm happy with myself because I X. And if you focus on, I'm happy with myself because I did X, you have positive emotions connected to more behaviors. You'll get more by rewarding than punishing. You say, I don't know, you never met my dad. Well, it's just, there was a mindset that if we cause enough pain, people will behave. But pain is not the only secret to motivation. So my strong suggestion is reward yourself emotionally. Say, okay, I'm grateful for what is. Second step, I'm grateful for my efforts in the last calendar year. I'm grateful. And then what you might want to do is look at yourself as the new CEO of a company. And the company is You Inc. And you say, okay, so if I was a CEO coming in from the outside, looking at this life, saying, what can I do with it? You'd probably say, well, look, you've got that, you've got that, you've got those skills and abilities, competence and capacities, you've got those opportunities, you got those connections, you got this environment with modern technology, the advent of artificial intelligence, with your skills over there and your da-da-da-da-da. And the CEO would just say, okay, here's what we've got. And that's fresh thinking. So again, we start with gratitude for what is. Second, acknowledge yourself for what you have done right, so that you're stimulating more motivation to do more right. Then third, move into the new CEO position and say, okay, if I'm the CEO of this life, here's what I'm gonna look at. And then once you've taken a new CEO position of saying, okay, what is the balance sheet here? How much do I owe? How much trouble do I have? It's like a SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. I'll say it again slowly, sorry, SWOT analysis. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, SWOT. So that's what the new CEO in you will do. Say, okay, where am I at? Then you simply look at the next year and say, okay, well, here's what I can do immediately. Immediately, I can take that course, study online, I can learn how to do that. I can talk to those people, see if this person's open. I might want to cut down on the booze, I might want to hit the gym. But let's come up with a plan this time, and let's be rational about it and come up with a game plan. And if you just say, as of December 31st, I do 90 things wrong, and I'm gonna get them all right on January 1st. Dude, so you're setting yourself up for failure when you say everything's gotta change instantly, miraculously, and self-discipline will be developed, magically when the clock strikes 12. So that's a little bit too much pressure. So what you might want to do is say, okay, here are my plans for the new year. Here's some things that I'm changing. You might say, James, this doesn't sound like the fun New Year's resolution thing. It's way more fun if it works, right? So my strong suggestion is start with an attitude of gratitude, acknowledge yourself for what you have accomplished, achieved, what you didn't do wrong, if you will, whatever it is, give yourself as much kudos as possible. Third step, take on a new job as a new CEO, do a full SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. Acknowledge your skills, abilities, competencies, capacities, all of your connections, all of your opportunities, new technology, you name it. Take some time there. And then when you map out a vision for the year upcoming, then you can start saying, I'm going to start this, stop this, start this, stop this. But you might not give yourself a deadline of instantly, somehow, when the clock strikes 12. That might be a little bit too aggressive. But you might want to say, okay, I'm going to start this by this date. I'm going to do this by this date. I'm going to do this by that date. And as far as doing the extreme stuff, why not? Why not throw in, I'm going to quit drinking? I loved the line when I was a kid. I was told this line, probably a comedian on TV, said, I don't drink anymore. And they say, well, congratulations, good for you. Yeah, I mean, I don't drink any less, but I just don't drink any more. Fun humor. It was funny to me. Anywho, have some fun with New Year's resolutions. That's fine. But easy come, easy go. If you form your New Year's resolutions on a whim, you might lose them just as fast. Take some time. Think about all of the opportunities, strengths, and abilities you've given yourself the years up until now. Acknowledge what you now have created. And with what you have, what you are, who you know, everything you've done, you're now in a better position. Then you might say, yeah, but my money's worse, or this is worse. Yes, some things are worse, but some things are better. And you're wiser for it. And so let's harness the wisdom, the experiences, and the opportunities to have a game plan. And then lastly, discipline. Discipline. Discipline is the ability to give yourself a command and obey it. To be able to say, I'm gonna hit the gym, or I'm gonna do these push-ups, or I'm gonna eat the broccoli, or I'm gonna tell this person I apologize, or whatever those things are. I worked with Bob Proctor on a number of occasions, and the first time I worked with him, like 30 something years ago, I remember one of the first thing he said is he says, James, if he knew my name at first, he said, discipline is the ability to give yourself a command and obey it. Are you the master of you? Until you have that, it's going to be tough. And I was like, that's right. I've got to be able to give myself a command and obey it. And I have developed almost a dangerous level of self-discipline. I'll like flip and kill myself to accomplish something. And you say, well, James, that doesn't sound good. No, it's not good. It's time for me to be gracious as well. But until it's time for grace, it's time for discipline. And so, strong suggestion, develop the ability to give yourself a command and obey it. Yes, be gracious in the aftermath when you blow it sometimes, but don't let yourself off the hook. You can do that. Give yourself commands and obey it. This is the ultimate form of self-love. If you love someone, you'd be willing to be discomforted for their betterment. And self-discipline is self-love, because you're willing to be discomforted for your own betterment. And that's the last step. So, strong suggestion to have the revolution, start with gratitude. Gratitude of where you are and all that you enjoy. Second, acknowledge yourself for what you have got right. Number 3, become the new CEO. CEO for 2024. Assess your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Assess your strengths, abilities, competence, capacities, opportunities. Also, you think about the connections you have, everything. Then, come up with a vision for a year that will really set you up for an even greater thing. And then come up with a game plan that makes sense. And then lastly, discipline yourself to implement it. Easy come, easy go. Take the time and change your life. This is James MacNeil saying, I celebrate the new year, and it is my hope, my prayer, and my belief that we can enjoy our very best year ever. Love, joy, peace.